the way you ask a question, or the way you sort of
Get to
lead
that
the
question.
conversation, so they can have like a breakthrough. Or
Okay, this is a good direction to go in. So when you think about leading a conversation, what do you think is required for a person to be good at leading a conversation?
Confidence.
knowing what questions to ask.
Do you think that's really what it is?
I think it's confidence.
And listening to the answers, like, it's like
Let me-
paying
let me-
attention.
Yeah, so let me give you something that my old tennis coach told me. And how I view conversations with people for me, it's like a game of tennis, which is why I'm so good at conversations. I used to be good at tennis, right? And so when you're playing the game of tennis, like it's you and the other person that's in the conversation, that's in on the court. And when you're not so good, all you're going to be focused on is trying to say things the right way, trying to hit the ball right, getting the technique, everything like that. That's how you start naturally. But I believe personally, like everyone already has the right technique, conversations and communicating, because you've been doing it for your entire life. So technique is. Then after that, like you start having to strategy, which is, what's the other person doing and how can I sort of direct them in making sure that they go off the court and I can hit it in the right place and win the point. So it becomes a focus on them. But even then, I would say that is not necessarily like the ultimate approach, because the ones who operate at the highest level of the game are the ones that when they're playing, they realize that the game is a game of them versus them. It's your high self versus your lower self. And it's actually being able to overcome the inner dialogue that's like holding you back from being able to select the right shots and play the best type of game. You start, when you play your own game, you're playing you versus you. So it's the same thing, conversations as well, where it's like, there's actually a good book that I was told to read by the top sales guy. The guy's called Cole Gordon, but he says that the book that he gives every salesperson to read to help them with communication is a book called The Inner Game of Tennis. So it's all a game about tennis, but it's a book as to how you get
I
better
never
at
thought about it now.
I never
A
thought about that.
conversation is like a tennis match. It's true.
Yeah.
I guess like the longer volleys are the good conversations.
Yeah. The rallies.
Yeah, I mean,
Long
Rallies.
the way you keep going back and forth, the never ending ones. Those never ending ones. Those are the good ones.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a never ending ones. When you're just seeing people like missing all the time and like
Acing or there's
yeah. But if you see like
yeah.
What's going on?
if you see like a 40, 50
They're not
shot
in
rally,
alignment, obviously.
That's how they get.
no,
It's true. SubhanAllah.
there's a discrepancy there. So what's happening? Because in a game of tennis, you've always got. So here's the thing. Here's what people don't know about the game of tennis. People think that the game of tennis is a fight. It's not a fight. It's a dance.
Yeah.
In a dance, you're either leading or you're pacing.
Yeah. One is the obvious leader in the match. Yeah. Right.
And then you have the other person pacing.
Correct.
So it's the same thing in a conversation. You got one person that's leading the conversation. You got another one person that's pacing.
If you want to be the leader.
Yeah, you want to be the one leading the tango.
Well, you can also pace. Takes two to tango.
Takes two to tango, right?
True.
Here's the thing. Nobody wants to pay the price until they understand the cost or the value, right? So what I'm basically saying is that I know the value of giving to people in that type of way. And I'm happy to pay the price because of how much I can gain. But if I didn't know the value, then I'd be like, nah, I'm not getting anything in return. So when I'm not getting anything in return ever, and there's no chance it's ever going to happen, then yeah, I'm not going to spend time with a person. But there's many calls that I had today where it's like, it was literally quick 1 minute, and I knew that this person isn't the person I want to spend time with. So I think that's more so the skill that I've developed, is the skill of discernment, knowing who do I actually want to spend time talking to and who do I want to swiftly steer them in a different direction.
Do you think you get it instinctively, or do you have to spend some time first? And
Some people are
decide?
really, some people make it obvious for you. Whereas, like, with, for example, we're talking about the red light and the green light. So the red lights are really obvious. The green lights are really obvious too, because they're just going to be enjoying the whole conversation, laughing, engaging, coming to speak longer. Those are your green lights. Whereas your amber lights, sometimes it's a bit more difficult because you want to give them the benefit of the doubt, but there's a lot less emotion involved. So it can kind of take some time. But really, what we're doing is we're just forming relationships. That's the main thing that it is. And it's like, the question that I was asking her just then was, in terms of when you're forming a new relationship with a person, that's like one where you want to really trust them, at such a level of which, like, you're going to potentially get married. Like, how long does it have to take to go from first knowing them to then trusting enough for marriage? How long was it for you guys?
I think it was pretty quick for us, like maybe a few months.
3 months.
3
I
months.
need a first date.
Yeah, it's what he says now, but like I think it took.
What I'm saying,
Yeah.
this is what I'm saying, is that, like,
But
you,
that's the first
To
thing.
me, it was the
I mean, I was
first
like, I have to
date.
think about this. I'll think about it.
yeah. So you actually get a first impression that tells a lot about the other person. So in the game, like, you are always giving other people first impressions, but at the same time, people are going to be giving first impressions to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's true, isn't it? It's the same thing.
Yeah, but I
Somewhat
guess like
similar.
from our side, it's more practiced because you do it often. Their side, it's more raw because it's just who they are, like real.
Yes.
It's more real. So we get a better sense of the person, like straight off the bat.
Yeah, but also, like, when you're first getting started out, it won't be practiced. So it'll be raw for you too, and
Yeah.
you'll make mistakes. You'll spend time with people who you shouldn't have spent time with. I've, like, just didn't have that discernment. I think one of the reasons for why I have the level of discernment that I have now is because I'm very clear on who I am, what my values are, and what I don't stand for. Because of the experiences that I've had where it's been bad relationships. I feel like you almost have to have the nightmare relationships to then be able to spot the red flags for yourself.
Yeah.
100%.
And I can see what, like, green lights are for me too. So if you think about for yourself, what are some red flags? What are some green lights?
Same values.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
In some ways, the same background. It helps. It does help. But with Mighty Yasmin, it wasn't that case.
Yeah.
It's different backgrounds, but when you're prospecting, when you're doing that, it's just looking for something similar,
Familiar.
that you can just connect with.
Yeah.
Okay. So a green light is when the person has similarities. A red flag is when they have differences. What are you saying?
Like big difference.
I think I don't think red flag can maybe the major ones.
Because I look at myself right now and I'm like, I look different to you guys. I sound different to you guys. So am I not a red flag?
I don't think it's the look or the sound more than the values. Also, I think that's more important.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think religion even
Not
is
to me.
that important,
I think it
because
does.
you can be different religion and have the same values,
I think things like that
family
play-
values, stuff like that. And like stuff we were speaking about the last time about like what Taha mentioned with like the system and not being a slave to the system. A lot of people want to be a slave. They like it because it's comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, that's why when
I love
COVID
it.
happened, there was a lot of conflict in families because some accepted it and others were like, it happened in our family, innit, with his family. We were like the ones that are not wearing the mask and blah, blah. We're not taking that vaccine. And his brother's family was like, you know, all for it. Like, take it and take the boosters every year and whatever. So it's like
Every
things like
shot.
that would create, I think,
Things like that. Yeah, I think things like that.
conflict later on.
That have come up, new things that have come about, like COVID, obviously.
Yeah, so
think
when there's big
religion-
difference like that, I
think
don't know about religion. I don't think religion would be. It's there's lots of religions, but you can still have similar values.
Yeah.
As long as you don't impose your religion on them, and they don't do the same with you,
Yeah.
it should be.
But
Fine.
if it's a similar thing,
It
it's a
could
green
more
light.
green light. Yeah, I guess so.
So,
But then there could be someone that's the same religion as you, but they have very bad values. You know,
course.
there's not every Muslim's gonna be following the religion strictly, and you know,
Yeah,
so
of course.
it's. I don't think religion is that important as much as values are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So value alignment, would
Mm.
you say that that's the biggest green light?
Yeah.
Is there anything else that would be a bigger green light than value alignment?
No, what would be bigger than that? That would be a green light.
Proximity.
Yeah, maybe someone you could have more contact with. That helps.
Someone who's on the same like local area or something, or local to you.
Someone who you can access.
Someone
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
access easy.
And they can access you when they need help or whatever.
That's a green
Sometimes,
light.
funnily enough, that for me, sometimes that can be a red light.
Yeah.
Because if somebody is too accessible, and this is what people are like too, sometimes when you're too accessible, then it kind of looks as though like, are you not valuable? Like, are you not someone who has stuff going on? Are you not? Do you not have a life? Do you not have friends?
You're
So when
desperate.
somebody's too accessible, it could be a bit of a red flag because you're alone and it's got no friends. This is there might be a reason for that.
I never thought about that.
True.
So I should be a red flag then.
You was definitely.
I'm a loner. I like being by myself.
Could be, but as long as you can show, because it's about the what's the most important, and I think accessibility probably comes below value alignment.
Yeah.
Somebody could be hyper inaccessible, high value alignment, but you'd want to spend time with them because of how much the values are aligned. Like a good example of that, like I go back to the Homosies, like they're for me great value alignment, but I never get to talk to them. But for me, it would be a green light for sure. Working with them on whatever. And then on the other side, it's like someone could be always accessible, always there, but they don't have that value alignment. So
Yeah.
could be a red light.
Yeah, but you'll notice that after a few days. You'll notice that after a few conversations, you're like, okay, there's nothing to talk about. So, but the person who is accessible that you want to talk to, that's a bonus, isn't it?
Yeah, I actually remember I asked. I don't know if you remember from the event. There was a couple, young couple, Mia and Johnny.
Did they go up on stage?
No. They came to dinner with me, Jedi. I'm not sure if you were there that night, but I asked Johnny a question because he was basically talking about, for him, what he deems to be someone that's a quality lead coming through into his business. And, the number one thing that he said was well, I feel like they're quality based off of how long I can have a conversation with them for. If I'm able to have a long conversation with them, that's probably a quality lead because there's a depth of connection that we can have.
Yeah.
There's someone who you're in a 45-minute conversation with them. You want to end the conversation. They want to end the conversation. That's probably showing you that they're not quality for you, and vice versa.
Yeah.
No alignment.
Yeah, but when there's alignment, oh man, you can just talk forever, practically, because it's
Yeah, I get sick of him talking sometimes.
What's that? You get sick of him talking?
Yeah, when he talks too much. I have to listen.
Value misalignment.
Missing valuable information.
I think maybe that's why I struggle, because I don't like speaking on the phone, or just having long conversation. I find it very draining.
How do you like conversing with people? How do you like to communicate?
I prefer face to face, but even I can't do it for long extended periods of time. I feel like literally drained. I need to recover after that and just be quiet. I can be quiet for a long period of time.
Do you feel drained after these calls?
No, not always.
If I'm not engaging with the call, yes. If I'm not like last night I felt the opposite of drained, because I got so much out of there. My mind was going everywhere.
Yeah, it was stimulating.
Yeah. So I think if I'm not getting that, then I feel really exhausted.
Yeah. So here's the thing. For me, it's all about flow. You know what flow is?
That's flowing.
Yeah. You know how to create flow.
I don't know how to create flow.
I'll show you. It's very simple. Flow.
You got some equation for it, I'm sure.
I've always got equations. I've always got frameworks. That's me revealing my truth. Flow graph. So you need to be very specific. There we go. So I'll share my screen so y'all can see. Here we are.
Let's expand so we can see.
So as you can see on the one side, in order to have flow that exists in the middle, you have to have high arousal to some degree.
Yeah.
But also you've got to have high efficacy, because this basically means that if you're someone who is going to be on this side of the spectrum where it's very anxiety driven, it's going to be anxiety driven because you're outside of your comfort zone way too much, and your skill level is very low. But if it was a high difficulty task to do, but your skill level was high, then you
somewhere
can,
there.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Then you're in the flow.
Then you're in a flow state. Yeah.
But
if you are a really skilled person, like I'm a skilled person in quite a few things when it comes to business, talking to people, things like that. So if I'm a skilled person, I can get bored really easily.
Yeah.
That's my most difficult thing, is that I get bored in conversations, which is why I will be happy to not have conversations with lots of people and just find the person who I'm actually enjoying having a conversation with. And then when I'm having that conversation, I'm going to do things that for me is challenging. So what I find is like the biggest challenge is to get a breakthrough for a person. So when you think about it, like most people can't even get a breakthrough themselves or can give another person a breakthrough at all. But my thing is in like, how quickly can I get somebody to have a breakthrough? And so at the moment, it might take me like an hour or two to get somebody that breakthrough. But once I've got it to them, I'm like, boom, I did it. I'm not thinking about now. Before, what it was I get onto a call with a person, I connect with them, I show them some content,
on that side,
and then that's it. It's not like that for me anymore. Now I'm like, how can I get somebody a breakthrough the fastest? That's my challenge. And that puts me in my flow state. And when you're in your flow state, things are going to feel as if you want to continue them on for as long as possible. Things are going to feel effortless, easy. They're going to feel energizing, expansive.
Yeah.
That's what the flow state can feel like. So when you're thinking about, okay, you come to a call and you at the end of it, or having a conversation with a person, you feel drained. Well, the biggest reason why is because you're just bored.
True. Because I can, like, there's some people I can speak to for like hours, like my parents, for example, when they call me, and I don't get bored or whatever.
because you're flowing.
Yeah, because
With convo.
maybe it's different with them, but like,
You're right. It's true.
I don't have, like, except for you, I don't have long conversations with anyone, and more on these calls, like.
Yeah.
But
maybe I don't
if
have
the right-
experience much.
But you can. Possible.
Yeah.
So this is the thing, right? Do you think that you get bored in conversations with other people because people are not talking about things that you want to talk about, or because when they are talking about things that you want to talk about, it's just not at the level that you want to talk about it? Like it's kind of boring.
Maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah. So this is one thing that I'm pretty good at, is like, for example, in that conversation that I was just having then, same with the conversation I was having yesterday, even though I'm talking about like everything that is their life, the reason why I'm not bored is because I'm still challenged, and I'm directing the conversation towards the breakthrough, if that makes sense. So if you think about it for yourself, how could you make something more challenging when you're entering into conversations with people?
Asking them the questions.
Make it more challenging for myself, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah. How could you make your conversations more challenging so they're not boring anymore?
I guess if I was like the initiator, like the one asking the questions, being in control of the conversation.
You need to be in control from the start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like sometimes if I'm speaking to someone and they don't seem like they want to hear my point of view, then I just listen then and let them speak.
And you take a passive approach.
Yeah.
Which is
I'd rather do that than have like conflict. But with him, it's different, obviously. If it's someone else, like, yeah, I'd just be quiet then.
Not necessarily.
So this is the thing, right? At the moment, you're very good at like feminine style of communication. But that is just one style. There's 4 styles. So the feminine is more like the passive.
Yeah.
It's actually emotionally dishonest. It's indirect. It's inhibited. It's self-denying. It's blaming, apologetic. Others' rights and needs take precedence over mine.
Mm.
And then you have one which is like the opposite of that, which is aggressive. That's inappropriately honest, direct,
Yeah, I'm not there. I'm definitely not there.
attacking, blaming, controlling, self-enhancing. So that's the opposite of you. The passive aggressive is actually what ends up coming after you've been this for such a long time that
Right.
now you have got this resentment that has built up within, and until you forgive, you're unable to come back to this place of just being passive. So when you're overly passive, it creates this passive aggressive, right? But the middle ground is where you're being assertive. So you're appropriately honest, you're direct, self-enhancing, expressive, self-confident, empathic to emotions of all involved.
I clearly express that with all samples.
Yeah. That's assertive. So what it sounds like, based off of what you're saying, the reason why you're getting bored is because you're good at this. You're good at being passive. You're good at letting people speak. And people who are the ones that are more self-centered, they're fine with you being passive because
They can be aggressive.
exactly. So in order for you to come into your flow a lot more in conversations, you want to be coming into this green zone, because this is going to feel difficult and challenging because you're going to feel like you're this person when you're doing this. But you're not aggressive. You're just being assertive.
True.
Yeah, I'm not very assertive. Except
I've
with
known many the first 3.
the first 3.
I've come across a lot of the first 3.
That's practically 95% of the population. That is.
I think you're very assertive, though, babe.
Yeah, you just have to be yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, I think maybe it comes from you. Like you're quite self-confident, like when it comes to like speaking with people.
Well, not as
It's
much.
actually-
No, not. I guess not. No, you're. I'd say you're just as confident.
No, not with strangers.
You are. Depends.
So the thing is it's less about confidence and it's more about the where it's coming from, like the energy. Like if it's coming from fear, then you're going to be passive or aggressive, because the person who's being passive is still coming, like operating from fear, but just their fear is not outward, it's inward. So you become somebody that's more like withdrawn, holding back your tongue. And then the person who's being more aggressive, like this person is still in fear, but they're going on offense instead of defense.
Right.
So the ideal is where you have the intention, because you're operating from love, and love wants you to win and other person to win, not fear, which is like only one person can win. Love wants you both to win, so now you're going to be assertive. And you have a win-win situation for both people. You get to win, they get to win.
A win-win.
So how can you go from being passive to being assertive? Simple. You've got to be able to be honest with yourself about where you're losing.
That shows my lack of skill.
It could be lack of awareness around where you're losing. Because if you're coming out of a conversation with another person and feeling drained, you lost in that conversation.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I come out of the conversation feeling great. You come out of the conversation feeling great. That's a win-win.
Yeah.
If you come out and you lose, then it's evident by the fact that you were drained. So that's where you got to be thinking about
timing as well. I think timing plays a part with you. I think morning and daytime.
Yeah.
Evening time, you are obviously tired.
Yes. Yes.
So that just naturally
Yeah,
shows.
like doing the calls like every night
But-
and staying up till like 11ish. I feel quite tired
I'd
in
say,
the day.
yeah.
Mm.
So it's not something I know I can do like sustainably for a long period of time.
I get that. I get
Yeah.
that. And
But at the same time, I have this desire to like push myself forward now because I need to grow. I think I'm slow at most things. It takes me like it took me like a year to get to this point.
yeah, but so am I. That's part of the ego, right? Is we don't go for the attack straight away, but when we do, we're clinical. And it's also like, if you know this, the fable of the tortoise and the hare. Everyone wants to play the race of being the hare, and
Once to get there. But no, yeah.
we know that the tortoise, slow and steady, wins the race.
Slow and
Um,
steady.
Celebrating while he's running.
Yeah,
Ooh, the hair, yeah.
Yeah.
You kinda like the hair.
No, I'm not. I'm not a hare.
Hey, like, yay, one. Like with football, isn't it? And then you don't win and you come home like all depressed.
No, that's not the same. That is not the same.
I think Taha got bored.
He didn't even say anything.
Yeah,
yeah, he's quiet today. He said he had a crazy day.
shame. That's my brother's name actually. Taha. Muhammad Taha actually.
Muhammad
Yeah.
Taha.
But nobody calls him Muhammad Taha except my mom.
Yeah.
She's the only one who calls him this. Okay.
So yeah, assertive communication.
Yeah. I need to be more assertive. But at the end, it's gonna come with practice. I know. I know this communication hurdle will go away when I start practicing. I know that. I just need to kick my butt into gear and
Yes.
start.
Yes.
Like the first gear, then I'll get somewhere.
Some of your ideas are good, and I'm thinking, all right, you're going to start it, and then
Yeah, like today I was supposed to do a lot. I won't lie. Today I was supposed to try the air down and have like a practice convo with you, but I was really super tired today when I was fasting. So
and it's
I
freezing.
give myself a break.
Yeah, the cold can make you frozen.
Yeah, it's freezing. today.
Freezing. Freezing. It's going to snow in a bit.
This time of the year doesn't help me. I won't lie. It really gets to me.
Hmm.
It's like around this time of the year when I think, oh my god, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's get out of here, let's get out of here. And I'm like constantly looking for flight tickets and I'm like,
Yeah, that's the big difficulty with working in the UK is the cold temperatures. It's not ideal.
that's why it's when the cold is the darkness. November, December is
They
just
should
that
get rid of this hour thing.
I don't think it make much difference.
It
to be honest.
does. Why make things darker?
They don't make it darker. It's just that you are awake in the most of the daylight that's available.
Yeah, you could change your sleep if you wanted to, but everybody does that.
That's probably the only bonus in this time of the year that you get like a little bit of extra sleep if you go to bed at the same time.
So yeah, it's for yourself not been what you said was quite tiring today. Is how you
Yeah.
felt.
Yeah. I didn't even join the sales call when you did the live the sales call because I just couldn't. Sorry, I missed
That's
out
all
on
right.
my training today.
I
But I think
I
it
had
was a good one. It probably was a good one, wasn't it? Because that's like life in it.
yeah, and
The good ones.
basically the person that I was speaking with, I mean, this is what I love about those type of calls is like she kind of reminded me a little bit of Madiha, in the fact that when she first picked up the phone, I just felt like so much anxiety, apprehension, closed-heartedness. I could genuinely feel the weight of the world on her shoulders. And
Mm.
by the end of the call, like you must have heard her a little bit. She was laughing. I felt the open-heartedness. I can literally, because I'm so empathetic, I can feel the difference in her
Mm.
heart, like what effect that it's had on her. So I think that's what, like, I just want you to experience it one time for yourself
Yeah.
and what it can feel like to change a person's life. Because this is what I was explaining with Diha this morning. She sent me this message saying like, yo, you've changed my life. Like since I've been speaking with you for the last however long, I just want to say thank you. I'm like, this is just the beginning. I want you to experience what I'm actually experiencing, which is the true life-changing thing, which is to change people's lives, not to have your life changed.
Yeah.
And um, that that for me is the most rewarding thing. So um, yeah, I mean, you you will be able to do it with your own target audience, but I guess the challenge is doing it with people that are not in your target audience.
Yeah. That would be a real challenge
Yeah,
because
and it's
to
same for
find
me as
something in
well.
common then.
Yeah, I can easily do it with people that are in my target audience.
Mm.
It's not even a challenge. It's not that I get bored, I just get it done quicker.
Mm.
Whereas somebody who's not in my target audience, it takes me longer, so it grows me. I get better, I get stronger, and then when I get to the person who's in my target audience, it's like they're like, "Whoa, this is quick. This is easy."
Yeah.
Taha, you back, man? Where'd you go?
Bro, well, to be fair, you have to do a couple of things. But yeah, you guys been having some deep conversations, to be honest.
Everybody be saying this, and I'm just like, these are conversations. This is regular. Like, what do you actually talk about during? This is what I'm genuinely curious about. Like, when I'm not here and I'm not evoking thought, like, what do you guys talk about? What do you actually spend most of your time within conversation?
Or like, what do you mean, like as in day to day, or we're talking like
Yeah,
between?
like you said this is deep, right? So if this is deep, then what's shallow or what's normal? Let me put it that because this is deep.
Yes. This is not
What's
normal conversation.
what's
Do you know
normal?
what? Mm, nah, I don't know. I mean, the question is, how many times do people talk about the truth in life?
So that's what people are saying is deep. When you're actually saying deep, you're saying, "Oh, this is truth." That's what you're really saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's as simple as that. It's you know, even we're talking about the smallest things that people take for advantage,
Mhm.
and we just live our lives. We just forget about it. But like, for example, the fact that we all have air in our lungs right now, we're breathing. We all have that feeling inside of us that wow, that's deep. So
Yeah.
it's just the reminder that, like, come on. The only time I have deep conversations like this is at 8 p.m. with Mohammed. That's it.
Yeah, it's
My
true.
day-to-day
I have
life.
my daily dose of deep conversation.
MashaAllah.
Yeah, you're
That's wicked.
absolutely right when you say that, because we don't stop to think about simple things like that, isn't it? It's just
Yeah, of course. We all get
focusing
carried
on
away.
yeah,
Who's gonna pick up the kids from school? When is my Amazon package coming?
yeah,
That ain't ever coming.
yeah. Especially this time of the year.
Yeah. So this is the thing, right? I think part of the reason for why there's like so much deep conversation happening in these calls is because, I mean, I'm showing up every single time and I'm being me, I'm being authentic. So I am the person that has that depth. But here's the thing. When this starts to get larger, naturally what will happen is will be people from different walks of life coming in, and the conversation will be different in terms of the dynamic, because it's not just going to be so much of the depth, it's also going to be like a little bit of this person coming in. So one of the good balances that I remember we had when we used to do these was me and Luke, because me and Luke are like opposites.
Yeah.
So it was great because people would get like all of the deep philosophical from me, and then they'd just get Luke like saying this outrageous things that shouldn't be said, and they're just getting a good little bit of balance of both. It was similar thing with me and Carlton. Like I would be quite serious, and then Carlton come with like lightheartedness, and you know we'd bounce off of each other like that really well. So yeah, yeah. I mean, you said, for example, like the balance is what keeps you balanced
Yeah,
for what you provide. Like if one of you is deep, the other one is going to be more
like
uh, opposite, shallow, surface level. I mean, that's the opposite, deep, isn't it? It's shallow. But I don't want to be shallow.
okay.
That's how I feel. But like some
The
people,
shameless one has to be the shallow one. That's how you can't have
It
it both
depends.
ways.
It depends how. What do you mean?
you got deep, you got shallow. It's like the two opposites. It's the way that I
Yeah,
see
yeah.
it.
Of course, of course, of course. I understand.
Yeah.
Also, I think the reason why we can have these long, extended, deep conversations is that because we're not distracted by devices in our hands.
Mm.
Can I want to ask you both a question, right? I mean, all three of you guys. Is it really deep though, or is it the bare minimum? You guys know what I'm talking about.
What this conversation?
I mean, the conversations that we usually have
Like,
when we say it's deep. Is it deep, or is it just the bare minimum, the simplest things that we're just repeating to ourselves?
depends on some. For someone else, it might seem deep. For someone else, it might seem not deep, not
Not
deep enough.
Yeah.
But
So
I have a feeling that it could be deep. Me could mean deep for me, but it might not. Me and Mohammed might not view deep the same way in terms of in this conversation. Maybe because he thought of the same things regularly way more times than I have,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
spoke about it way more than I have.
yeah. I agree.
So it pretty much goes back to what I was saying. Is it really deep, or is it just the minimum?
Well, here's what I'd say to that is that I can speak deeply about the things that I know a lot about,
Hmm.
but I'm also very good at speaking deeply about the things that I don't know about. That's something that I've learned as a skill. And it's not necessarily to pretend as though I know what I'm talking about in lots of different things, but it's more so my process of asking questions to gain truth in areas of which I don't know. Because that's like one thing that I've learned as a student is when you're good at being able to just be the dummy. Like I was watching a Kevin Hart video where he was talking about how he went from being who he was, which was he grew up in poverty and like was able to come out of that by getting into the right rooms and just being the dummy in the room. and just being okay with not knowing anything, but then asking questions around it. So what I find is that, because I love to be in the I like to be in the right rooms. And people say that if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Mm.
So if I'm in a room all by myself, I already know everything about me more than anybody else does. I'm the smartest person in this room. As soon as I enter into a room with another person, I become the stupidest person because I know nothing about that other person.
Yeah.
That's how I view it. So I just learn about the other person. And I'm like, whoa, this is interesting. And that's how I'm able to have a deeper conversation about something I don't know about, is like through learning about the people. So it's my love and obsession for learning that takes it to depth. But this is the big question, is like, everyone loves different things. So if I love I love learning, I love truth, I love wisdom, what do you love?
I've loved truth, facts, people, honest people,
Learning also.
learning. I guess not so much learning about them as much as obviously
learning information.
Yeah, what you need to know.
Interesting.
But I guess that is the next level, like learning about another person, and then
But that's a skill in itself, that you have like a gift of knowing how
Learning?
to get that out of someone, the way you ask a question, or the way you sort of
Get to
lead
that
the
question.
conversation so they can have like a breakthrough. Or
Okay, this is a good direction to go in. So when you think about leading the conversation, what do you think is required for a person to be good at leading a conversation?
Confidence.
knowing what questions to ask.
Do you think that's really what it is?
I think it's confidence.
And listening to the answers, like, it's like
Let me-
paying
let me-
attention.
Yeah, so let me give you something that my old tennis coach told me. And how I view conversations with people for me, it's like a game of tennis, which is why I'm so good at conversations. I used to be good at tennis, right? And so when you're playing the game of tennis, like it's you and the other person that's in the conversation, that's in on the court. And when you're not so good, all you're going to be focused on is trying to say things the right way, trying to hit the ball right, getting the technique, everything like that. That's how you start naturally. But I believe personally, like everyone already has the right technique, conversations and communicating, because you've been doing it your entire life. So technique is. Then after that, like you start having to strategy, which is, what's the other person doing and how can I sort of direct them in making sure that they go off the court and I can hit it in the right place and win the point. So it becomes a focus on them. But even then, I would say that is not necessarily like the ultimate approach, because the ones who operate at the highest level of the game are the ones that, when they're playing, they realize that the game is a game of them versus them. It's your higher self versus your lower self. And it's actually being able to overcome the inner dialogue that's like holding you back from being able to select the right shots and play the best type of game. You start, when you play your own game, you're playing you versus you. So it's the same thing, conversations as well, where it's like, there's actually a good book that I was told to read by the top sales guy. The guy's called Cole Gordon, but he says that the book that he gives every salesperson to read to help them with communication is a book called The Inner Game of Tennis. So it's all a game about tennis, but it's a book as to how you get
I
better.
never thought about it now.
I never thought
A
of it like that.
conversation is like a tennis match. It's true.
Yeah.
I guess like the longer volleys are the good conversations.
Yeah, the rallies.
Yeah, I mean,
Rallies.
the way you keep going back and forth, the never-ending ones. Those never-ending ones. Those are the good ones.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a never-ending ones. When you're just seeing people like missing all the time and like
acing
before.
or there's
Yeah, but
One's
if you
like,
see like
there's also
what's going on?
if you see like a 40,
they're
50
not in
shot round,
alignment, obviously.
That's how they get.
no,
It's true. SubhanAllah.
there's a discrepancy there. So what's happening? Because in a game of tennis, you've always got. So here's the thing. Here's what people don't know about the game of tennis. People think that the game of tennis is a fight. It's not a fight. It's a dance.
Yeah,
In a dance, you're either leading or you're pacing.
yeah. One is the obvious leader in the match. Yeah,
Mhm.
right.
And then the other person is pacing.
Correct.
So it's the same thing in a conversation. You got one person that's leading the conversation. You got another
Mm.
person that's pacing.
If you want to be the leader.
Yeah, you want
Not
to be
the
the one
pacer.
leading the tango.
Well, you can also pace. Takes two to tango.
Takes two to tango, right?
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you'll just be like the one that hits the ace all the time and never gets to like actually play the game. Then.
Or
Exactly.
the one that's dancing wrong.
You have to,
and
like,
just stepping on the person's toe.
Have to hit an ace now and again, and then have those long ones, and then
It's pretty cool.
So the question is, who should be the one leading? Who should be the one pacing? And when? You can think about it in a
So
dance.
if you call it a dance, then it's gotta be like a give and take also. You don't want to be leading all the time. You don't want to be pacing all the time either. So
So when you message someone, it's like you're asking that person for the dance, isn't it?
you're the leader.
So you're the leader
obviously, yeah. Till they respond.
until they respond.
Mm.
Well, think about it. When you message a person, that's just you extending your hand out and be like, do you want to dance?
Yeah.
If they take your hand, then it could be either one of you is pacing or leading.
Mm.
So it could be the woman.
Based on
that takes-
what questions you ask, obviously.
Yeah, like women can lead out their hand and be like, yo, do you want to come dance with me? Or a guy could do it. Could you want to come dance with me? But then the woman doesn't normally lead in the dance. It's usually
She'll
the guy.
just pull him.
I probably just
I don't know what type of dancing that you guys
I got 2 left feet, I'll tell you that. That's why you got messed up feet.
teaching the wrong thing to the right thing to the wrong people. That's what it is. But let's say that you, what's that?
Can't teach a seal to dance.
Yeah.
Or do they?
No, they clap.
They clap.
So
Wow, I think of conversations differently now.
Yeah. That's where you end up getting in a mess, and it's like, oh, who's leading, who's not leading, who's leading, who's not leading.
It's not something you should overthink either, I guess.
No, but it should be
But like
natural
the strategy
from
would
the
come in
start.
at some point.
Like when I was doing that thing with Darren, it was with Brandon Brown, sorry. There was a strategy, yeah. But it was kind of that, but there was no training. There was no like proper. It was just here's the script and go and do
Yeah,
it.
and I don't think that's the same. That's not the same thing.
that's basically giving somebody, like when people they're doing like the street dance and it's got the steps. You got to learn the
Yeah.
steps.
Yeah, just follow the steps, and then you look like you don't know what you're doing, even though you're following steps. Yeah.
So you're given the steps, but you're not given
You
the
don't have the rhythm.
rhythm. There you got
Yeah.
it. You got to have rhythm.
You gotta have rhythm. That's a rhythm.
How can you teach? How can you learn rhythm, or how could you teach rhythm? That's a good question.
Ooh, I always think that that's something that comes naturally. It can be
Like-
learned, I guess. Yeah, I guess it can be learned. But some people are just naturally just stuck in it. They just don't, like white people. Sorry. There's just, I think it's, I don't know if it's like
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
not all, but like you look like a typical, and then if you like flip it and like look like a typical African person, I think maybe coming from Africa, I can see like it's natural to them.
Yeah.
From babies to adults, they just flow, like it's just normal. It's like their language. It's like a language to them.
Exactly. So it's a way that they express, because that's
Yeah.
what dance is. Dance is a form of expression.
Yeah.
And you're essentially, depending on the type of dance, because some dances are like aggressive forms of dance, but with the dance that you have where it's you and like a partner that's a romantic partner, like that type of dance is an expression of love. Right?
Yeah.
So it could also be not just an expression of love, but also trust. Because there's some dances where, the person that's there, like the Dirty Dancing one where the guy has to catch the woman
Yeah, you
who
gotta
just like,
trust them to catch you, yeah. That's really,
yeah. So it could be like an expression of trust.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
So how would you learn the rhythm then in a conversation?
How do you learn rhythm?
You
Well,
feel it.
No. If it's not coming naturally now,
Then there's no.
then
Then you're not feeling
you've
it.
got to learn.
If you're like, oh, I've got to go now. You know what? If you're ahead and you're thinking, oh, you know what? I've got to go now. Then you're going to naturally just end the conversation wherever it's going.
Because you lost the match then.
So you
And there was no
said you can't think the rhythm.
You've got to feel
You
it.
feel them. So there's basically three types of learners. So you've got somebody who is auditory, somebody who is visual, and somebody who is kinesthetic. For me, I'm actually like able to do all three, but I'd probably say auditory is one of my smaller ones, and then naturally I'm very kinesthetic, which is why sports was something I was always very good at. And then as soon as I get practical into business, like I'm really good at developing my artistry. Visual, again, I can learn visually too. So I can learn in all three. Not everybody has that ability, but kinesthetic is my my go-to. I don't think you can learn rhythm from visual. I think somewhat you can watch somebody do it and you can appreciate that there's rhythm there, but you can't develop rhythm by just watching something. You develop rhythm by getting the feeling of like, now's the right time for me to lean in or to pull away or to jump, to duck,
This
whatever.
is the thing, innit? Conversations go like that.
I think I'm definitely a visual learner. But
this is maybe why like you have the block when it comes to speaking with somebody that you can't see, because you like to visually use
see the
cues.
expressions and then.
So this is where you're gonna have a breakthrough right now, because I'm very visual too, and the genius, as Albert Einstein says, is not the person who knows the most information, but the genius is the one who has the best imagination. So when I'm on the phone with someone, because I know that they're doing this for me unconsciously, but I'm consciously doing this a little bit more, is unconsciously they have an image of me in their head. So if I pick up the phone and I sound like some Arab or like whatever, they're going to picture this Arab guy in like a, home and everything like that. But if I pick up the phone and funnily enough, I remember when sometimes I would do sales calls at my old job, and the boss gave his best example as to how he pictured me when he was listening to the call, and he was like, "You know how I can see you right now? It's like I can literally see you at your big desk where you've got your feet up, you're so relaxed, and you got like a huge bottle of whiskey, and you just got like." Whiskey in the one hand, phone in the other hand, and you're just like stirring it and dressed in your suit. Like that's literally what I can picture.
That's what he mentioned.
Yeah. So
Like
people like the Godfather. I think that's what he was saying.
Like the Godfather.
So the thing is, everybody has this mental picture that they have when they're speaking over the phone. But for yourself, like, you haven't actually tapped into the ego vision on the phones with people, right?
Mhm.
Or when you're having these conversations. And that's where you get into that flow state, because you're like, how can I start using vision
Mm.
to have a mental picture of this person when I can actually just see what's going on in the conversation without having eyes?
Yeah.
And that's still visual learning. That's still visual intake of information. It's just through your imagination, if that makes sense.
That helps with the intuition. Like the intuition.
Yeah, it's insights. It's like
Yeah.
you can see internally an image of the person, what they're doing, and through that navigate the conversation best.
Of course, that's where the best conversations happen, where you can visualize the person instead of just like you're always second guessing. You're always second guessing.
Yeah, and the minute you get distracted and you're thinking of other things,
It's
that's
true,
when
it's true.
the conversation is not.
And I tell you what's fun about this too is vice versa. So it's not just me like seeing an image of them, but it's also my skill is in painting a picture for them as
Yes.
who
Yes.
they
Yeah.
can see is attractive on the other side. So if
Yeah.
I know, for example, like this is like, and this is why I feel like for me when I'm selling, I do find it quite easier to sell to women, even though I can sell to guys as well. But like I feel like part of the reason why is because I can almost paint a picture for them as to who
Mm.
I am without the image of them seeing me. And sometimes
Mm.
people want to keep that, which is why I
Mm.
feel like people don't go towards showing themselves or wanting, even asking me to show my face. They're just like,
For
I'm
that
actually,
visual person that they have in them.
yeah,
in
I
their-
don't want to let go of the way that I envision you are. And I just hope that you're not ugly. Like, I hope that you're not like,
Yeah.
you know,
I think this is the reason why I also, like, if I read a book and they make a film out of it, I don't want to watch the film because that's gonna spoil my my mental picture that I had in my head. And it always
yeah,
does. There's never been a book that I read and watched a film and I was. So I think that's part of it as well. I prefer my imagination to what someone else has created.
yeah, exactly. So other people are like that too. They actually like when you do it very well and you paint a picture of like everything that you are to their imagination, then that's where um, things get really easy for you in sales, because their imagination can take them
Yeah.
all kinds of places, you know. Whereas, yeah, showing the real version of who you are, because I'm not saying don't be not real, like still
Yeah.
be real, having phone conversations with a person, but just know that the game that you're playing is no longer about what they can see with their eyes. It's what they can see with their heart, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why I call it soul sales, because
Yeah.
there is no ego, no seeing anything. It's just pure imagination.
Wow. No.
I'm not gonna lie, you guys should see my facial expressions. It's really powerful. This conversation, honestly,
Yeah.
every single night I come on, and I always think, okay, this can't get better, this can't get
Can't
better,
get
but
better. Yeah. But then
it's
it does.
wow. Always I could stay on for longer, but for sure, tomorrow I can't miss it. So hopefully I'll be on tomorrow. But I appreciate speaking to you guys tonight.
Yeah, man, and Talha, like we're gonna be imagining you as well, since you haven't got your camera on. So
To be fair, I'm already in bed.
yeah, I mean it's still black, so we're still imagining what you're like in bed.
You know, if I would appreciate it if we could carry this exact conversation tomorrow.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, any topics that you guys want me to talk about, bring it forth, and I'll talk about that, rather than me just talking about what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Like I said, I can go in depth into what you want to talk about too.
No, absolutely. I've got so much questions for you.
Yeah, and if you have anything, questions, drop it in the school community, and we can make like a little conversation that happens not just between the three people that are on the call or whoever joins, but it can be something that ends up becoming a conversation within the school community too, and we can expand on that. That's how all the topics start to appear out of nowhere, is when it's like a Reddit, you know, way that it works at that point.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Peace.
Okay.
We'll see you
Good
soon.
night.
See you soon. Bye. I'm gonna go as well. Sorry,
That's
tired.
that's all. But how was today? Did you enjoy?
Yeah, it was. To be honest, I was gonna come on and say I'm just gonna listen in today because I'm a bit tired. But then I got into the conversation and I actually had some good breakthroughs. Because this is my fear, isn't it? Just speaking to people, but I need to work around it. I know I can be good at it. I don't have a doubt that I can be good at it. I'm the type of person that needs to get a kick from behind to push me in first gear, and then I'm gonna go off. But sometimes it takes me a while.
Well, this is the thing, right? It's like when you got the dance floor, I'm the type of person as well who I'm like the last person to get off of the wall, get into the dance. I'm never the first usually, unless I'm like with another person and they're like dragging me in. So you're probably just a little bit like that, a little bit holding the wall. There's a J. Cole song that you gotta listen to where he tells people to get off holding the wall. It's great. But yeah, just keep coming to the party,
Yeah.
and eventually it'll be like you'll see other people doing it enough to realize this isn't that difficult. Not only that, but this looks fun. I think the more that you can get it to a point where it just looks fun, what's happening, then you'll not want to miss out. That's the biggest thing. You'll have, instead of the fear of jumping in, you'll have the fear of missing out.
Yeah. I want to
And
get to that.
not because of the outcome, but because of the process. You're literally like,
Yeah.
that's so much fun. So you just, because here's another thing that I would do that really made me have this fear of missing out when it came to sales. I would go on YouTube and I would just watch sales calls by like big business owners. I would watch Alex Hormozi sales calls. I would watch Cole Gordon sales calls.
I didn't know that was on YouTube.
Oh yeah, they have loads of like just sales calls where they show you how they close in real time. And Grant Cardone is like, his style is just so.
He's a property guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in real estate sales, but when he's doing it, he's just having so much fun. Like he's genuinely so playful, and it's hilarious. Another one that I really like is Daniel G. Like he's just killer when it comes to overturning people. So they all have their different styles, and if you can maybe even start looking up some women who are doing some sales calls and seeing like, there is a feminine way of doing this that's not just like the main thing that I've been thinking about in my mind from maybe of watching Wolf of Wall Street movies or things like that. But if you can have that example that's there, that could be a game changer. So you can initially look on YouTube, but then if you can't find anything there, then let me know. I'll see if I can help you find some stuff. But just watching sales calls, like that's one thing that did it for me.
Yeah. That's a good idea. I'm gonna do that. Alrighty. Thank you.
All right.
See ya.
Thanks. See you next time.
Assalamu alaikum.
So bye bye.